let's do this then. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Forum Thread podcast number 137. I am the Sleepy Wadabra, and here with me tonight I have Wubwave.
Hello.
Chaos Mana.
Oi.
Zap45.
Hiya.
And returning guest, Karo27Umi.
Konbanwa.
And you totally ruined your intro, Wubwave. You were supposed to do the voice of Skeletor.
Oh, I was.
Dumbass.
Forgot already.
Well, now the moment's gone, so, you
ruined it.
fine.
Thanks for that. Someone always ruins the beginning.
There's always time for Skeletor. Can that be a shirt?
There's always time for Skeletor.
Just
as
a
long
clock?
as... No. Skeletor should be, like, shirtless, but wearing, like, a pink bra. And, like, you can't look seductive because he has no eyes, but, just kind of suggesting, like, yeah, he's sitting there in his little
Dead
pink
eyes.
bra. Like, there's always time for Skeletor. Like,
I think it'd be funny if there was like a huge clock and then his face was like in the foreground of the clock. And then just...
Well, are you talking about kind of like that Yu-Gi-Oh meme? Like, look at the time.
Yeah,
it's just
basically.
dual on all the clocks instead of numbers.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that old video I linked in like the forum doge where it was from that adult movie where the guy's like, I'm a werewolf, and then like halfway through he goes, actually I'm Skeletor, and he pulls off the werewolf mask and he has a skeleton mask underneath, and you're just like, what?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay, now I'm gonna need a relinking of that.
It's fine. It's safe for work, so it's
Yeah.
fine, but it's like, what?
Yeah, and by adult movie he means porno or porn. For the less gentleman / gentle
What?
lady,
Okay,
audience, civilized people in this world,
like Zach.
like me, just dirty, filthy scrubs. But what was I gonna fucking say? Something about how that was probably the most awkward or craziest thing I've ever seen leading up to a porno.
Nah, I don't know. I've seen some weird stuff.
Have you ever seen any hentai? Because that's pretty.
I mean,
That's supposed to be that way. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's
Like I
supposed to
remember
be.
seeing one where in the middle the guy like squeezes her nose and goes like boop, and I'm like, what? Like what just happened?
It's harder to like excuse it because it's based in reality. Like they're people at the end of the day. In hentai, they're drawings. So
Ecchi wise, like they have like tentacle porn that's like quote unquote real. So
yeah, I mean it's true, but
it's strange.
How do you get octopuses to do that?
loads of money.
Also, it's octopi. I should correct myself.
Yeah.
Correct.
How dare you use the incorrect terminology?
Are you right
Now
there?
you
I'm
must-
sorry to all of our cephalopod viewers.
you now must commit Sudoku for your dishonorable, shameful, disparate.
Sudoku is a game. You mean seppuku?
No, well, it's a joke.
Oh.
It's the meme.
It's even more brutal than seppuku because you have to do the actual puzzle on the bottom.
Yeah, you have to carve it onto your chest. Yeah,
Those games are fun.
yeah,
Is that how it works?
yeah.
So do we have any like topics for this week, or are we just gonna go talking about like octopuses playing Sudoku?
Well, let's
Octopi.
see.
Fuck.
I got distracted. I just discovered this amazing call blocking program from my phone. So
What?
okay, so I don't know if I've told you guys about this before, but every so often I get a phone call from a 4-digit number, and it's always like it's always a different 4-digit number, but it's always the same like 4 Indian people, and there's always like this chatter going on in the background. Like sometimes it's like kitchen noises, sometimes there's children crying, and they're always trying to get me to buy some like shady off-brand cooked in your basement Viagra, and I'm like, quit calling me. So they called me again earlier today, and I just started I'm like, dude, I answered the phone like, what do you want? And he starts his spiel. I'm like, he's like, "Can I talk to Thomas?" I'm like, "No, you cannot. In fact, what you can do is stop calling me." And he tries to say something like, "No, stop fucking calling me." And then he keeps on trying to talk while I'm just keep on repeating, "Stop fucking calling me, stop fucking calling me." And then I pause for a minute, and he starts again, like, "No, shut the fuck up and stop calling me."
I kind of wish you could have recorded your call.
And then he finally hangs up, and then Samantha was like behind me, and she's like, "Wow." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't usually do that, but these guys have been calling me like periodically for the last like 6 months, and I'm just tired of it."
What?
She's
What
like,
did
"Why
you
don't
sign
get a
up
call
for?"
blocking program?" I'm like, "You know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna go get a call blocking program." And I did a free one that was pretty highly recommended, but it kept on telling me with an advertisement at the bottom my phone had a virus, and I'm like, I'm not gonna trust a call blocking program that tells me my phone's got a virus at the bottom. So I paid $5 for this one, and this is pretty freaking sweet.
I thought.
So how does that actually work?
It works with your phone, and it's what do you call it? The voicemail. So you can actually choose what you want done with every number. You have to individually go through and tell it what to do. But these 4-digit phone numbers, so far on my new phone, I've got 2 different numbers from them, and I just saved them. One of them, the first one I named Fucktards. And it'll immediately hang up on them and not give them voicemail. And then the second number I named them Fucktards2, TOO, with the same options. So anytime fucktards call, it'll automatically hang up on them and not let them go to voicemail. So it's like, yes, I'm so happy.
You should just try to fuck with them if they call back. If they were to call back, just be like, "Who are you?" And they'll be like, "Oh, we're trying to sell you this." It's like, "Well, I'm trying to sell you this."
I did try to do that the first couple times they called, but then it got really old really fast, and I'm like,
what
no.
do they do?
They just keep on calling, asking me if I want.
So they no, I mean, like, do they just keep, like, no matter what you say, they just keep trying to get through their magical spiel?
Dark,
Yeah. They just want me to buy their damn off-brand cooked-in-your-basement Viagra. That they want me to have it for some reason.
Buy it then.
No,
right?
They're gonna ask for a credit card and all of this information, and then Dark's homeless.
See how
what
far
would they do
you can go.
if you sounded like, yeah, that sounds like
if you got excited about it.
I'm like, yeah, I need your cooked-in-your-basement. Your kids probably peed in it, Viagra. Give it to me now.
Maybe it's like ecstasy or something, and then you just have fun at a party.
I don't know. They've never actually said it was Viagra, but they have said it is a blue pill that will help you in the bedroom. I'm like, oh, fucking shit,
that could be anything.
Like, I don't need
So
your
it's
damn
like-
blue pills. Get your blue
It's
pills
like
out of my bedroom.
It's like an Indian Walter White that's trying to call you.
And then one time they actually there was a lady who called, which this was after I swore out the guy that was always calling. And then, like, after that, the very same day, it's like his wife calls or something. Because I could, like, hear him in the background talking to her while she's talking to me. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
You know why I think you get these phone calls?
Why?
Remember how you were trying to hack your phone so it could work on Cricket? And remember when you went to a Hindi site and downloaded some bootleg
that
thing?
was onto my computer, though. That wasn't on my phone.
You don't think you have your phone number somewhere on your phone though?
On your
computer?
No.
Like, you don't think that's possible? You don't think that it's linked to your Google Voice or your Google account?
No, any of that would be stored in the cloud. It wouldn't be on my hard drive.
Or Gmail?
I highly doubt it would have gotten out through that way. Basically, if they guessed his number by random.
How long ago were you getting these calls?
It's been like 6 months.
Okay. So it wasn't excessive. Like the 8 or 9 months ago where you were talking about how you're trying to break your phone or whatever.
No, yeah. And I don't have that phone anymore. I've got a new one that works the way it's supposed to work. No bloatware or anything.
Aren't 4 and 5 digits like Skype numbers, though?
I have no idea.
Aren't they? I think they are. They come up as like 4 or 5 digit, like when you call someone on their phone. I think it's a Skype number that's calling you.
So information you could get from your... Oh, because your Skype probably has your phone number, right? because that's basically when you set up your Skype account, you can have.
Well, I don't think Dark's updated his account with that.
We don't know.
Yeah, I didn't have
Alien.
Skype. Yeah, I didn't have Skype on my phone until I got this phone, and they've been calling me like long.
Interesting.
So I don't know where they got my number from, but they got it, and I am determined to not ever hear from them again. And apparently, also, why I decided to pay the $5 for this little app is that it's transferable should you get a new phone. It like saves your information.
That's cool.
So if I get a new phone, I just download the app again, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember who you are. You're blocking all these numbers. And I'm like, yes. So
I was about to.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, it's perfect.
I was about to try to shatter your world and be like, don't all phones have an in-house blocking setup? And I was trying to use, because me and Dark have a similar phone, the Google Nexus, and I was trying to like block a number from my call history, and I can't. I have to go through like a text message.
Text message?
Yeah, like I go to my texts, I go to the dots, or basically the more section, and then it gives me a blocking option. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a way through my phone without having to pay for anything to block people, and so far there is not. So good on you, Dark. You didn't waste $5. And even if, then again, I mean, even if you did block
$5 and it makes it like regulated so that you don't have to worry, like even if you didn't have the same like number, whatever, it's still like transferring him.
Yeah, and also like, can you from the app like put yourself on the no call list?
I literally just got it downloaded right as the call was starting. I haven't played around with it much other than to name them Fucktard and Fucktard 2.
Well, if it's a Skype number, though, they're not going to... The call list, do not call list wouldn't make a difference. Cause it's
that would explain how they're able to contact me, because, it's if it is from Skype, then they're operating outside the...
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I was just curious for the sake of, like, utility of the app, because I, may or may not just want to know that information for my own curiosity. And the curiosity of the viewers. Don't worry about it.
Is it me?
I'm sorry, Zach. Okay.
Stop texting me in the middle of the night every time you want to,
What?
Listen,
talk.
But what are you wearing, though?
Khakis?
Nothing. No, khakis and a red shirt. That's a State Farm commercial. No, I'm actually wearing like pajama pants, like pockets, and then like a t-shirt. The Old Navy blue, also navy blue shirt.
I'm wearing Japanese boxers.
Yeah.
Just so you guys should know that.
Oh.
What are the rest of you guys wearing?
Nothing but the blood of my enemies.
Okay.
and your
that
entire
sounds
program.
Sexy. Screenshot or it's not happening.
Yeah, I want to see.
Pixar's not real. Yeah.
Well, or at least one seems to be having the blood of Playclaw on his hands.
The blood of the Playclaw developers. Actually, it's just Fallout. The blood of Bethesda developers.
Oh, don't do that.
No,
where are we gonna get?
Well, didn't your hard drive also die on you?
Yeah, I think that's probably why Playclaw was fucking up, because that hard drive is where my output for my recording was supposed to go. So I think that when that died, it was like, I don't know what to do, and then just exploded on me every time I tried to hit record. That's all fixed.
Nice.
So,
Right on. So, Thanksgiving. It's a time of giving and thanks. What are you guys all doing? Just out of curiosity. Me personally, I'm spending time with my family, inviting Nana and my uncle and my cousins.
Cooking like 2 turkeys, an entire
2 turkeys,
massive setup.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge ordeal. There's gonna be like 8 or 9 of us, and even then, all of us eat like a hefty sum amount of food, especially on Thanksgiving. So
do you cook whole turkeys or just like turkey breasts?
Cook whole turkeys, yes, whole turkeys.
Really? I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, we're trying to deep fry one this year, but we normally brine, which is basically just injecting fluid into the turkey periodically as it cooks, which is a longer process, but
that sounds so strange.
It guarantees juiciness and non-disgustingly dry turkey.
Oh yeah, it guarantees that it's going to taste better. It just takes more effort to do so.
Precisely. So I was just curious, Dark, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Because
my plans are way cooler than your plans. I'm going to eat a bunch of cheese with crackers and like expensive cheese, not like whiz cheese, like real cheese, and get wasted with my family.
Awesome. So you're just gonna have like a taste, like, is there any wine involved? Like, what's going on? Paint us a picture.
I bought some wine. So it's not really so much a Thanksgiving thing. Like, my mom's boyfriend likes to do the Thanksgiving thing because he likes to drop the turkey into the vat of hot oil. So that's his excuse to,
So there is still going to be turkey happening.
Well, he's going to make a turkey. I'm not going to eat it. I hate turkey. It's gross.
Really?
What? Whoa, sacrilege! But continue.
I'm with you.
So he's going to do that. And I think he might have one of his sons come up for it, and I think his sister's going to be there. And then it's going to be my mother, my sister, myself, Ken, and my sister's girlfriend. So we're all going to get together. I'm bringing the wine, I'm bringing the cheese, and I'm bringing some beer. We're going to have some vodka. We're going to have some tequila. We're going to be mixing our liquors like no one's business, and I plan on being thoroughly hungover in the morning. It's going to be awesome.
That's awesome. That sounds really cool. My curiosity...
So your Black Friday is going to be spent just blacked out?
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Isn't that how it's supposed to be?
Exactly.
I'm sad. They have the strangest schedule for my current job. There's still work on Thanksgiving, but it's a short work day. But the spot that they have is 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. is when we're open. And I have to be there an hour before and after we close, or, before and after the shift. So basically when a lot of people would be having, the family get-togethers and the Thanksgiving meals is when I'd be working.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they're open at that specific time.
Are you guys going to celebrate
anywhere else?
Are you going to celebrate it one day early or like earlier in the afternoon?
One day early would already be today, by the way.
Oh, fair enough.
So we're going to have a meal earlier before I leave, at the very least. Or at least a smaller amount. But, we'll still have something there.
Yeah, something there, yeah.
It's still very strange. Though there was this big petition. I think we might have mentioned it last time, but to not have anyone go to businesses like that on Thanksgiving itself.
Yeah, Chaos, did your work give you a turkey?
My work has not. No.
Oh, okay. Apparently, that's a thing that some works do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Ken, he's working one day a week at U-Haul just for extra money to tuck into our house fund, and they gave him a turkey, and they called him and like, hey, we've got a turkey for you. It's thawing out on the floor. And he's like,
Wait, on the floor?
Okay. So he goes there and picks the thing up, and sure enough, it's sitting there in back room on the floor, thawing out inside its little, it's wrapped up, so it's okay if it's sitting on the floor. He's like, what do I do with this? I don't want a turkey. I didn't want to cook anything. I'm like, the crock pot, maybe? He's like, well...
Yeah, you can make turkey soup.
Maybe. So we start thawing it out, but it's we take it out and it's frozen in the middle. He's like, okay, let's thaw it a little bit more. He's like, well, I don't want to leave it sitting out, so let's just put it in the fridge. So he put it back in the fridge, and the next day, it's still frozen in the middle.
Yeah, I gotta do the oven, man. And you don't even have to turn the oven on.
Just freeze it until Christmas.
At this point, it's already soft. It's should we refreeze it? Should we not? I'm I don't know. I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing anything with it. You don't really want to do anything with it, so it's probably just gonna sit in our refrigerator and go bad. And he's like, yeah, maybe we should just get rid of it. It's a sad turkey anyway.
So, Doug, let's have a heart-to-heart right now, all right? Why don't you like turkey?
Yeah, it tastes bland.
Well, couldn't that depend on the turkey that you had?
No, all turkey is bland. You have to cook the shit out of it and make sure it's basted and brined.
It is really dry and bland.
It's a whole ordeal to try and get this bird to taste good. And it's way easier to just pick a different food altogether. Like if I were starving to death and turkey was the only option, I'd be like, okay, yay, turkey, I'm not going to die. But I would rather eat so many other things than turkey because it's just ugh.
I feel like this issue is coming from the chef, not the turkey. Because you could say that about every single meat, except for like maybe pork or something, because it's super salty.
Well, it sounds like he's. It's not just I tried turkey once and I didn't really like it. It sounds like you've at least given it a couple chances.
I have lots of family members that like turkey, so I eat it relatively often, and every single time it's like, why are we wasting our time on the damn turkey?
To be fair, the highlight of the Thanksgiving meal is never the turkey for me. It's always the stuff that's coming with the turkey, especially the dessert.
Yeah,
crescent roll,
dude.
Exactly.
Yep. And then Kuro 27 Yumi will talk about Thanksgiving. So, Wave, you go.
Oh, my mom's coming over tomorrow, and she's gonna cook a turkey.
Awesome.
We usually cook like the turkey breast because I don't want a carcass in my house, but we have a whole turkey, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that bird skeleton.
Yeah,
afterwards.
well then, I have a big family, but even then they're like, no one else really likes the turkey. There's always that one person's like, I love turkey, and then they get stuffed, and then you have this huge bird carcass still sitting out, and then whoever's hosting has to figure out what to do with it, and they're like, here, take some home, and like, I'm like, no, I don't want any. I'm like, no, really, it's okay, take it home. Like, no, I really don't want it. Like, take some home anyway. I'm like, okay, I'll take some home. Jeez.
Okay, fair enough. Kuro, 27.
I am gonna have some sort of extended family gathering where I hope I'm not sober for most of the night, and
that's what I'm talking
don't
about.
Eat turkey either. I haven't eaten meat for a good while, so. My Thanksgiving isn't really meat-worthy. So.
I mean, you're all communists, but I'm going to go Martha Stewart on you guys real quick and tell you some things you can do with your turkey that's left over.
I don't care.
Martha
Shut up.
Stewart? Like, is it decorations?
I don't even...
you're supposed to be part of the live audience, and you're like not cooperating
at all. Not in the least. Anyway,
you just grind the show to a halt.
Yes. Anyway, shut up. I'm going to do it anyway. So if you like the breast mainly for your Thanksgiving dinner, that's totally cool.
We know Zach likes the breasts.
Yeah, the breasts are great. But sometimes, you have the darker meats left over. So what you can do is shred that meat and make turkey tacos.
Tacos.
Yes. Or if that's not your thing and you have some leftover broth because you made the broth for gravy and whatnots, you can make turkey soup. You use some of the vegetables that you have left over, like onions, some celery, some carrots if you want, and you make yourself a turkey soup. So, there you go. You have two different outs.
Carol, was that you in the background I heard going, ew? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I was thinking the same thing. Like, as you were saying that, I was thinking to myself, ew. And then
those both sound terrible.
I'm like, I had to think for a minute, is that her? Is Carol saying that? Or am I imagining the voice? Because that's what I'm thinking.
Whatever. It's a good thing. It's just you guys are
I want to hear about
biased.
The directions now, the decorations. Can we? So we hang up as...
I was going to say, are you tired of birds pooping on your car during the morning? Hang up a dead turkey outside, and they'll show them that you mean business. Not only did you kill a bird, but
with cornucopia.
Ark is also celebrating Thanksgiving in its own way.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween makes sense that they're even doing something for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so I see that you're playing Ark on your stream right now. So if you happen to come across a turkey, there are these, I don't remember the exact name, but it's something like...
There's actually turkey creatures?
Yeah, they are turkeys. They look like turkeys, but the name is something like super strong, wicked turkey, something like that.
No.
And,
oh, no.
And they're passive as long as you don't accidentally hit one of them, or if you intentionally hit one of them, because unless you have one of the giant, bigger, twice as big as the T-Rex, Giga, whatever, however you say the actual name, we just call them the Gigas. Really, really, really big fucking dinos that eat your own tribe mates when they get mad. there's really no way to kill one without like spending all your time for like an hour wailing away at the thing, because it's just so overpowered. And it will like tear through your, if you have stone walls, you're safe, but if you have like wood or thatch or something, it will just come after you and tear through your buildings to get to you.
That sounds like a creepypasta style, just evil creature.
Yeah, it's like innocent.
Like once you look at it, it will stop at nothing to kill you.
It is out
So turkeys are evil. I get it.
But apparently, if you kill enough of them, you collect their wishbones. I don't know how many wishbones you need. It's something like 20 or 30 wishbones. You can create.
Does it grant your wish?
You can create a headdress out of it.
Aww.
And wear your headdress around.
Less cool.
Can you actually keep the headdress past the update?
Yeah, you keep it until you lose it. So, you know.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, though, because, like, with the Halloween update, like, once the update ended, I think, like, pumpkins and stuff, like, disappeared out of your inventory.
Yeah, those things did, but this is, it's like the Halloween skins where you have, like, the skeletal dinosaurs. Those all still stayed in the game, and your dinosaur keeps them until you either take them off your dinosaur or the dinosaur dies. So it's the same thing, like with the headdress. You keep the headdress until, you know, even if you die, you can recover it from your body, but if you happen to die and you don't recover your inventory before it decomposes, that's the only way you really lose it. Or if someone steals it from you.
Can you put it in a chest?
Yeah.
And not in, okay, but it's smarter to keep it in your inventory so no one steals it from
you.
you.
Because you want to wear it, you know?
Especially in normal servers, like the servers we were playing on before had like super armor, but for normal buildings, like people can like stomp through your base with dinosaurs, or they can be like shot with a catapults. And blown up.
Yes.
I really want to see that happen, actually. Not to our house, but I want to see that happen.
You may actually get to see that. So, you remember I was telling you about that fucktard across the river sword, right? The guy that made the pipes all over the hillside?
Yeah.
So, we have this guy across the river from where our base is at who apparently doesn't really speak English, and he thought it'd be a good idea to cover the hillside with like a mile worth of pipes to put water up to his little base up there. Now, this pipeline goes right past two other facilities that don't technically belong to us, but they belong to our allied tribe, and we use them. So I see this guy building these pipes, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck are you doing, buddy? Like, this is my hillside, and you're covering it in pipes. Like, this is not cool. And all he says is just, hi. I'm like, dude, seriously. So I start breaking the pipes, and he just ignores me and continues building his pipes on the other side. I'm like, what the fuck is up with this guy? So I tell Bones about it. You'll see him in if anyone watches the Let's Play videos, you'll see him in there. I tell him about it, and he grabs his pterosaur and he starts destroying the pipes when he's on after the sword guy is off. So we destroy all the pipes. I'm like, okay, hopefully this guy will have learned his lesson. And then we log on the next day, and they're there again, just in a slightly different location. We're like, what? So we destroy all of his pipes again, and then for good measure, we kill all of his dinosaurs. So like, okay, now you know.
Is that the part I got to see?
No, you saw me kill his raptor, but this was the second time. So we kill his dinosaurs, and we're like, okay, maybe he gets the idea. He built his base too close. He's trying to do stuff he doesn't want to do. He should be smart and go away now. But no, he tames more stuff, sticks them inside his dino pen, doesn't close the top open or anything. So we come on in the next day, and he's got even more dinosaurs inside his pen than he did before. We're like, this guy just won't give up. So we pick his dinosaurs up and fly them over into the swamp and drop them in there for the snakes to have their way with it. And then we thought, okay, for sure, he won't do this again. You know, he'll go away. And for about 3 days, it was fine until today. I get on, I walk down there, and there's a boat, a really big boat, like you were trying to build Chaos with stone and everything on top, floating right next to one of the buildings next to the river. And I'm like, he did not. And so I go on there, I'm like, the side of the doorway's open, so I walk right in, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to give him a little hint, like, hey, go away. So I destroy one of the items he has in the boat, so he knows someone's been there and they're not happy with it. And that's when I hear his voice again. He goes, hi? And I'm like, dude, get rid of your boat. What are you doing? Like, this is my hillside. Go away. And then his teammate rides up on a wolf. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm looking all sorts of janky right now because my pants got broken during a Dillo fight. So
This
I'm
is
not.
the weirdest conversation I've ever heard.
I've got my armor like half missing, so my pants are missing, and I'm like breaking stuff in his house without my pants on. And his teammate rides up on a wolf, and all they say is hi, and I'm like trying to get them to go away.
It's an entire tribe of them.
No, there's 2 of them now, so it's a technical tribe now. And the guy like pulls out his little stick like he's gonna stab me with it. And I'm a high enough level that even in my underwear I could take this guy. But I'm not so sure about 2 of them and their wolf. So I'm like, guys, go away. Just go. And they themselves kind of go, I'm like, no, take your boat and go away, or I will get rid of it for you. And they just kind of wander off. I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. So I go up, I get my little Dimorphodon, have it follow me. It's this little flying bird, like from the Jurassic World movie, the ones that fly around in the bird cage that lands on, that tries to eat, what's his name's face off? Chris Pratt. Is that his name? So I get one of those, and I get 2 more of my dinosaurs. I go down to the boat, and they're long gone. I'm like, who are those little fuckers? So I just have my Carno just start to nom on his boat, because it's just made out of wood, so it can nom on the boat and nom on it it took like 15 minutes, but eventually I sank the damn thing. And then they decide to talk to me on chat. They're like, Dragon! That's the name of my tribe. Dragon! And I'm like,
Hi.
I told you to move the boat. You didn't. Now it's gone. And then they threatened war, and I'm like, oh boy.
I can't wait till an entire tribe shows up and they go like, hi, 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 hi.
Hi. Are they like the Temmies in Undertale?
So where I was going with this story is that I was talking to one of the big tribe leaders, because he and I, we share a team speak sometimes. And I was telling him about this, and he's like, look, if you ever want to just grind him into oblivion, all you have to do is give me the resources, and I will bring my ballista over, and we will just crush the shit out of him. And I'm like, it's good to know.
And wait, doesn't he have, or isn't he like one of the big giant...
Yeah. He's one of the biggest tribes on the server. So he has one of those big, giant flying dinosaurs with a platform on the back with two ballista turrets on the back. So he'd fly in, someone would be flying it, and 2 people would be on the turrets, and then they would just be like whamming the shit out of his base until it was just a giant pile of rubble. So yeah, you may actually get to see that. And I hope that happens, because if it does happen, I'm totally going to record it, and it's going to be on our Let's Play, and it's going to be awesome.
Can you have the platform saddles on those giant dinosaurs?
Do I?
Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You can build a little mini house on them.
Or what's smarter is to build a mobile military platform, which is what they have.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm talking about.
That.
It's one of those Quetzals, the big flying dinosaurs with the platform on the back, but instead of a house, it's a mobile military unit with turrets on the back.
It's a flying tank.
Yeah, exactly. You just crush your opposition as they scream and cower below you. It's amazing.
What you described makes me think of like in Return of the King when they have those giant elephants and there's like fortresses on the back.
Picture that, but flying in the sky. And theirs is painted a gaudy yellow with an orange beacon and named it Big Bird. So you will be murdered by Big Bird as it flies through the air.
It still only counts as one. That's a quote from Return of the King.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that.
So anyway, yes, you all should play Ark with us, damn it.
You also play Space Engineers with us.
I downloaded the demo for it, but I tried playing it, and the controls didn't really translate well to the Xbox controller that I was using.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you use a controller for PC games?
Because I sit on the
No,
couch.
well, there's certain PC games like with the Ark, I use a controller for a great deal of it, but I also have a keyboard at hand for all the hotkeys whenever I need to press them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hybrid. Like, I want to be able to move around, jump, grab, and shoot, and do all that other stuff with the controller, so I can just sit there chilling, and then if I need to, hit one of the hotkeys or do a little bit of precision in the menus, then I'll reach up and grab my mouse. But I like to be able to sit back, because after a while, being hunched over because on my couch, having the TV tray in front of me, being hunched over the TV tray for a long time is really uncomfortable. So it's way easier to use the controller.
It's weird, man.
Well, I started off using Minecraft on the Xbox before I ever touched PC. So that's how I got used to doing like this style of game. The build, free world style is on the controller.
Yeah.
Controller's just easier. Like, it's just more ergonomic. Like, you don't have to stretch your pinky all the way far out into the distance.
Right? It feels good. It just feels natural in a way. The WASD and mouse together just doesn't do it for me anymore. Because I started out that way. I started out using just the mouse and keyboard. That's how I learned how to do gaming. And then I got an Xbox, the original Xbox, then an Xbox 360, and then I tried doing like first-person shooters on the computer again, and I just couldn't do it because I got so used to the way like the Halo controls felt that doing it with a mouse and keyboard just felt utterly unnatural.
I can't imagine doing it on the keyboard. It's just first person shooter. Ooh.
Yeah.
Shift for run, F for whatever, R to reload. And
It does feel like both versions feel natural because I've played games on both ones, but I just enjoy the feeling of a controller for certain games. Like certain other types of games, I'm like, no, this has to be with the keyboard and mouse. Like League of Legends, I don't think I could ever do it. I don't think it's physically possible with a controller. But
that'd be terrible.
A man can dream.
But other games, I'm like, I much prefer controller, like Skyrim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any first-person game, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, any top-down game, it's much better with the PC, but
I think like Chips Challenge when I think PC. Like you can't do that on the console.
Yeah.
Or Myst or whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. So I just recently linked something called Vodkila. Vodkila? I don't know how you would say that, but it's basically vodka and tequila combined.
Oh,
how do you guys feel about that?
Vodkila!
That causes a coma, right? Like, what?
Yeah, I think it's instant coma and death as soon as you have your first sip. But
I don't think that sounds like a good time.
It sounds like a violation of perfectly good vodka.
So I really like tequila. That's the thing.
You keep your tequila off my vodka, okay?
You keep your vodka off my tequila.
You're the one talking about mixing them together and creating some sort of bastard hybrid. Shame on you.
Yeah, you too. What?
What?
I don't even know.
You what?
I don't care about the argument anymore. I just think it's interesting that, like, what could come next? Like, what twisted...
What will technology do now?
Yeah, basically.
I hate to break it to you, but what you're describing is any number of mixed drinks you can order at a bar.
Why, though?
Has booze gone too far?
Yeah. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. No,
Who the fuck clicks on those ads that are like, has science gone too far? And it's like a 12-story cat that's like photoshopped into
the only time I've
like,
ever
what?
clicked on an ad like that, even when I was young and still learning about the internet, was by accident when it loads and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then your computer feels dirty for good 2 days after that. Like, it feels like something happened.
Even though nothing's actually happened, I'm like, I'm just gonna run the virus program.
Just gonna run antivirus real quick,
just in case.
Yeah. Well, speaking about youth and the internet, I was talking to you guys about this, but I was watching my older videos, and I just realized that a lot of them I didn't edit. A lot of them I took or retook multiple takes to get the shot that I wanted, or I would have just completely scrapped the video completely, and it's sort of just a visual representation of how far I've come, and I can't wait to see how far I can go. Does anyone else feel like that, or am I just blowing smoke up my ass?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Each time I look back at how the videos that I started with, especially knowing how I've slowly gotten better. Everything I did used to be in Windows Movie Maker, and then a program that was just like Windows Movie Maker, except a little bit better. Only relatively recently have I been able to use higher end stuff like Vegas and like the equivalent of Premiere and stuff like that. It's like I can definitely see how I started on the like not so good mic to actually having a slightly better situation set up. Like I can see the skill and tech improving.
That's
and
pretty
it just
cool.
makes me happy to see how far like both me and then everyone else has gone from when we first started on the first podcast and Dark talked about looking things.
He still does that.
Yeah, it's just it's lost its novelty, honestly.
Everyone knows.
Like we get it. You lick stuff, whatever.
Yeah, seriously. What about
anyone
you,
that
Chris?
hasn't joined in on the party hasn't?
Yeah.
Is just missing out.
You're missing out on disgusting tastes left in your mouth. Anyway, Karo27 Yumi, how do you feel about your infancy on the internet and all that fun stuff?
For me, it's more about like how my comedy that comes out of my mouth has changed. I think at the beginning I was a little bit unsure how to make things funny for a little while, and I just kind of like would react to scary things and be like, oh, I'm so funny that way. But then like as time went on, I was like, yeah, all right, I'm just gonna just say jokes here, jokes there, and see what kind of content I can make there. I didn't really care about editing or things like that so much, and the progression of my editing has only been like adding subtitles and cutting here and there, but for the most part it's been working on words and making sure my vocals are fine.
It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's all kinds of different things that improve when you're on camera and doing stuff. Because when I started out, I did live action stuff. I didn't do podcasts. I didn't do Let's Plays. I was strictly like a vlogger, basically.
You pulled a Zach and just, instead of redoing a specific part, you just like, do the whole thing over again.
Yep, I would do the whole thing over again.
I can't. I've never done that for sure.
Yeah, it's
I just go, it sucks. All right, I'm moving on.
At that point, I would record a bunch of little bits and add it together if I didn't want to edit.
That in turn is editing, though. Like, because you have to put it all together. I don't know. I was just being stubborn, and like I had very limited resources. So now that I have the resources I have now, when it comes to editing, or just be like, hey, Chaos, could you please do this for me? Because I don't want to. It's gotten a lot. Like, I appreciate what I've learned through Chaos, through Wave, and even through the other folks at TFT who've helped me along the way on a technical side and on a performance, quote-unquote performance side. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. And it's one of the things I'm actually thankful for.
You're welcome.
Oh, Thanksgiving!
I'm glad I could be such an inspiration.
Do you know what I've learned?
Did you hate OBS?
Full Let's Play sucks.
Yeah, full plays do suck really hard.
It's always the same thing. I get like halfway through and then I'm like, oh, I want to play the game. I don't want to record it though. I'm just gonna play the game. And then I finish it and then I'm like,
fuck.
Whatever.
Yeah. I get it. It's tough. Like, I don't know. That's why I like doing the current videos we do now on our Let's Play channel.
We don't have, like, you can always at other points go back and finish. Like, not all Let's Players finish every single series they start. Even Markiplier, who's like, fans beg him to do this and that. It's like some parts, you don't get a part 8 until like much further down the line.
Because sometimes you just kind of lose interest in the project itself.
Well, even if it's not losing interest, it's like, well, there's this other project you want to do. Like, this other game comes out. Like, a lot of game developers specifically tailor, like, guess what? This game and this game and this game is all coming out in this relatively same amount of time. So you gotta be prepared for that. It's like you don't have to like stab yourself if you don't finish the series the entire way through. If you don't like a video shouldn't be forced just to do it. Like, it should be a video that you want to do. Like, you having a fun time is the whole goal and point, and like trying to make other people smile, essentially. Like, you just have others enjoy the video.
It's hard to come up with comedy also for like a whole game, like for a whole period of time. You're just like, you know what? I ran out of funny. Like, I gotta move on.
Yeah,
You could just do like the screaming at scary stuff thing, be like, "Oh, spooky box! Oh, it moved on the table. Oh no!"
there's only so many different ways
yeah,
you can say
like
that.
Like I said,
joke.
it's just what you feel is right. Like if you don't do it if you don't want to. Like you don't treat it as a chore. Like
well, that's
like,
why
just like inspiration struck. I'm gonna make a video about doing things with Vel'Koz.
Yeah, that's why I'm strictly. Well, me and Wubbs are going to be strictly focusing on just these weird, crazy things that basically making our own rules.
And then you're going to make videos.
Yeah, exactly. Making our own rules within the game, and then seeing how that plays out in video, which is something I'm looking forward to doing. But
speaking of which, if you want to record your part and then I can record my part, we can like edit it together.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't have to necessarily be at the same time.
Yeah,
true.
For the people listening at this point in time, record what?
A Fallout 3 pacifist run. Wubbs, go ahead and give out the details and what we've established as rules, if you'd like.
So I was looking through, and apparently Fallout 1 and 2, you can complete the entire game without killing anyone. And I was like, I wonder if you could do that with Fallout 3 in New Vegas. So we're going to try it with Fallout 3. Not kill a single person, animal, or robot.
Okay, so I thought at first it was just going to be no humans. Like, you can't harm anything?
Right. And we can't have our companions harm anything.
Okay.
And we can't indirectly do a quest that causes harm to people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You mean you can't just set off the nuke?
Exactly.
We've established a 3 strikes you're out rule.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how like maybe
so
that
if a rock hits Boone and kills him, then it's not game over.
Yeah. Well, it's more so like for Fallout 3, there are some places where there are like violence, like the beginning of the game in Vault 101, where you have to kill some rad roaches.
Well, you don't have to. You can run past them.
I mean, you could. That's true.
I mean, you can't save Butch's mom, who's like, "Help! My mom's being attacked by rad roaches."
Yeah, could we make it like an instance, like instead of? We'll probably talk about it more later off.
Well, if there's impassable violence, of course you can decide to kill this or that. Like if it's a part that you technically can get past, obviously it's still your own rules, but you might be able to, avoid it. How would you level up in that case if you can't kill anything?
You still get experience from speech checks and stuff. And
you get experience from like picking
that
locks.
You'll be probably really squishy.
Yeah,
maybe.
There are some other ways of, like, some quests that don't require you to kill things. Like Megaton, for example. Completing Megaton and not blowing it up. Or blowing it up. It's not...
I mean, granted, I don't think you'll get all the way to the final boss in one, strike. Though, then you might be able to. I don't know how quickly the direct storyline is. But, is there a final boss or something that you have to kill?
Yes. No, you can talk him down. No, you can talk down the final boss of Fallout 3.
I've never actually tried doing that. But I guess, yeah.
You can tell him, you can be like, dude, you should surrender.
What about the
kind of like the telling the elusive man?
What about the general inside the reactor majiggy? Not the president. You can talk that guy down?
Yeah, and he'll just like peace out. You can do the same with Atlantis in Fallout New Vegas. It takes a speech of 100, but you can have like a mad debate over logistics, and he'll be like, "Oh fuck, this isn't gonna work."
So basically, you can nag anyone away.
Yes.
That's
but it's
awesome.
super difficult because in the
just
game
put
it's
all
like
your points into speechcraft.
Yeah, they reward you more for like violence in the New Vegas or in the Fallout.
It's because
series.
this is America.
Yeah, true.
Well, it also sounds like it kind of like how with the whole principle of Undertale, you can go super passive, but you won't get any like health or experience. So when you actually need to fight back, or when you're just fighting regular enemies, you're super squishy.
What was the name that Sans gave XP in Undertale? Execution points at the end.
Yeah, execution points, and love was level of like violence. Yeah, level of violence.
That's not love.
But yeah, I found that funny. Like at the end of the game, it was like, it's time to judge your deeds, depending on how much XP you got, which stands for execution points. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, Flowey and his little like spiel is like, it's totally good. These are magical friendliness pellets, which you should totally catch.
When you do, you get more XP, which gives more love. And you're like, oh, that sounds great. And then at the end of the game, you're like, oh, that's what that stood for.
Yeah.
and as one of the many Easter eggs, if you dodge the bullets, he's like, come on. Like, he slowly gets more annoyed. Like, come on, you just get hit by the bullet. And then, like, the text changes immediately. Friendliness pellets. Oh.
Yeah,
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that game is pretty crazy. I like the level of meta / like mind trickery it does.
Everything is a mind trick. It's so amazing.
Which game is this?
Undertale.
It's like an Earthbound kind of art style, pixel kind of thing. It's
Earthbound art style. It's not too long of a game. It's like a choose your own adventure style game. So there's multiple ways you can experience it, and your every choice like affects you later on.
Oh, interesting.
So like you can enjoy the entire game in like 4 hours, I think. And then it's like a really nice story. The creator has a really great sense of humor and works it into every aspect of it, including closing the game and bringing it back up. Sometimes the guy's like, "Yeah, you look bored," or if you keep getting killed by one of the bosses, he's like, "You have the face of someone that's been defeated quintuple times, or 6 times. Shall we make it a 7th?" And like even though the game's been closed out, they still remember little bits like that. Even if you reset the file, certain things, it's not actually resetting, so they remember certain things. Like a boss is like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" It's as if you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's just so many little intricacies that make what appears to be a little game so much better and funner.
I
Also,
love
it's
stuff
a really
like
good
that.
soundtrack.
Yeah, I actually want to play. It's on Steam, right?
Yes, it's on Steam. And you don't exactly need a supercomputer to play it. It's just great overall.
You wiggle your hips. It wiggles back. What a meaningful conversation. Am I looking at the right thing?
Yes, yeah. The whole game is based around if you want to be a bad guy or not. You can get around every single fight by not hurting anyone.
I wish I had
or
8
you can
legs so I could wear 4 pairs of
kill
hot
everything run. But I would advise not to do that until you've at least beaten the game once. Because, dear gosh, like I saved the clip from the last podcast where I just so happened to beat the hardest boss fight I've done.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about. That's the same game. Okay.
Yeah, that impossibly hard boss fight only happens when you go down a specific, like, all the way evil line. Otherwise, it's a normal level of difficulty when you run into that character.
Who did you fight?
Undyne becomes a Super Saiyan if you're all the way evil. Like, really? Yeah, because at that point you're trying to kill that little kid, and she steps in and takes the killing blow for him. And as she's about to die, she's like, "No," and she like essentially becomes a Super Saiyan at that moment. And then the battle's so much harder than you can imagine.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing a genocide run in that game. That'd be so sad. It'd be like killing all your friends. Like,
yeah.
No.
There's some games where it's like being the bad guy makes you feel awful, and it's cool to see like
he lets you know the final boss of the genocide run is literally designed to make you quit. Like the phrases the guy uses is like, "You should just stop. You don't have to do this." That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's a level of psychological attack.
Someone did, like, that clip from Rick and Morty where it's like, "Shoot them, Morty, it's okay, the robots."
Yes.
It's like, I don't think the robots, Rick, is like edited so that it was like the Undertale characters. It's like, it's okay to shoot them, the robots. I don't think they are.
It's like, they're bureaucrats, I don't respect them.
Yeah, Rick and Morty's amazing. And
I love that show.
I'm glad all 3 of us have more to talk about.
The funny thing about Undertale is, I've said this a couple times before, but the community surrounding it is even more so than like Five Nights at Freddy's, because Five Nights at Freddy's was also surrounded by a bunch of salt, a bunch of people stabbing the game for no reason. Undertale seems to be received with a lot more loving hearts because of the nature of the game itself. So much has spawned in, like, so much content. Remixes, music, like, you name it, for your type of video related to Undertale, you'll probably find someone that's did it. Like voice acting over all the cutscenes, stuff like that. Some people that have done it really well.
Yeah, there are a lot of like animations along with the songs, and it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, they have source filmmaker models already done out, and I'm like, how did? Okay,
Yeah.
It's only been a month. How do you already have that done?
Well, the game's
It's gonna make it hard to pick indie game of the year because it's like Undertale or Soma. And I'm like, I have to make choices.
Yeah. Oh, also, we might be doing a pre-recorded or just stream a game show / or award show, not a game show, award show. We'll call it. So stay tuned for that.
Kind of like the podcast awards.
Yeah.
Some of that.
Yeah, but we'll have a favorite
There's kind
game
of
or this and
overall
that.
voting.
Yeah.
I'm also planning to do a because I saw it pop up in a few different places. The game Would You Rather, and it presents you a question and then shows you this choice or this choice, and it's all user submitted questions, and then it shows you like how many people chose this answer and how many people chose this answer.
Isn't that a
And
drinking game?
like usually it's like hundreds of thousands of people have answered this, so it's a wide range to actually draw from.
It's a good pool basically to draw from.
From everyone here, what has been their favorite game of the year so far? This isn't like anything official.
Fallout 4.
Ark.
Fallout 4.
Did Ark come out this year or did it come out last year?
It's not out yet.
Oh,
It's still this is wait, is this alpha or beta?
I
Is this still
believe it's beta now.
Okay, so it's in beta. It's still like it seems like one of the games that's not just beta to say, hey, we have a game out. It's like actually like they're working on it. They've been adding more and more creatures. It doesn't feel like a beta.
Oh yeah, in the short time that you've been playing it, you've already seen a lot of new content be added. And for those of us that have been playing this a lot longer, they've continuously like
They added the ability to sit in chairs recently.
Yeah. Like,
I like how I came in at that update. I think I remember seeing a video about how that the person was really upset at that specific fact. You can't even use the chairs, and now you can.
so Dark's game of the year is Ark. Cass, what about you?
So far, I've had the most fun with Undertale and the things that have spawned with it. I didn't think I would have. Like, I was kind of going skeptical, and then Donkey's video made me really want to try it, so I tried it, and now I love it.
What about you, Julie? I mean, Karumi.
I don't really have one, to be fair. I mean, I'm supposed to say Tomb Raider, but I mean, I don't know.
Wait, you don't like the new Tomb Raider?
No, I haven't played a lot of it yet. That's the problem. I haven't finished a game in a while. Because, once surgery happened, it kind of...
Yeah.
I kind of like...
Surgery's kind of rough.
Yeah, I kind of like lost track of life for a while, so...
Yeah, that's also why she wasn't on the podcast a whole bunch, is because she couldn't talk. And in a podcast, you kind of need to do that. So
she just has to develop her telepathic powers, and then, we got nothing to worry about.
No. See, that's when I would have just, like, added a, voice box into the Skype program, so that she would just type the words she wants to say,
Microsoft
and then then it just say it in that robotic voice.
Oh, we can give her Stephen Hawking's voice.
Yes.
Yeah. In the beginning.
Yeah. Well, what about you? Did you mention a game?
I don't know. Soma made me think the most, but Undertale made me laugh the most.
Yeah, that's tough.
No.
What about Talos? You seem to really like that one. Oh yeah.
Also, you haven't played Fallout 4 yet, so
I also have not played Fallout 4 yet. I noticed that Cass did not say Metal Gear Solid 5.
It's definitely I played a lot more time in that. The overall experience, I love the series, but because of everything surrounding the game, the whole fact that it's not done.
Yeah,
like even the story that they were trying to present, it's not done. That it's like, oh, like if it was a complete, like even though it was kind of semi-forced, whatnot, things around that, like if it was completed, it would have been a lot better. Like I'm at the part in the Two Best Friends playthrough where they're like, Chapter 2 is so amazing. If only the whole game was like this. Like the last, like a couple of the last two quests in that in the second half of Metal Gear is like really good and really well written.
Oh, also Tales of the Borderlands came out. That's also a strong contender for me.
Yeah, I think we might have to give it like we'll develop categories.
That's hard. Like right now, yeah, I'm really loving Undertale, but I'd have to probably also go back and think about all the games I've been playing recently.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah, it's always the ones that come out late in the year
that really just blow everything out of the water, and you're like, damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zach's dead again.
Why? Why must I be a robot? If only I wasn't a robot.
I don't know.
Oh, now you are.
Maybe the universe is telling us it's time to wrap up because it is 1 minute after.
So who? We start late.
We didn't start late today.
We didn't start late.
We started on
though.
time, damn it.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird. Oh, Until Dawn came out. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Besides,
that was a really funny
I introduced myself
game.
as the Sleepy Wadabra, so we do need to wrap this up because I'm used to getting up hella early, which means I'm used to going to bed like an old man now.
Though the note I'm going to leave on is I think about at the 30-minute mark, I shot down a dinosaur with a trank arrow and have now gotten stuck onto its like physical being. So I'm now unable to move. I can't get the other dinosaur close enough to like get off. So now I'm like stuck and attempting to tame this dinosaur maybe.
That does
like
sometimes.
I don't know if you could pop on and like help me with a bit of like food or something.
Once the podcast is over, I will save
Yeah, I need a little help. I'm kind of stuck.
So,
but yeah, separately.
Before
then
we
now back to the
yeah. So before we start our spiel and pimp our normal social media stuff, Kuro27Umi, would you like to make a mention or pimp out any of your majiggies, your content?
I do photography and music, and you should totally buy stuff. That's my pimping out.
Where would that be located? Like,
If you
where
go
would
to
find you?
www.juliemaxwell.com, you can find all the links to all of that. And
That's
see
awesome.
pretty pictures, and yeah, I do.
Yeah, will do. Also, for the forum thread, you can check us out on iTunes. You just simply type in the forum thread. You can check us out on Twitter by typing at the forum thread in the search bar or TFT Plays. For YouTube, you can check us out at TFT Productions and TFT Plays, and or just simply looking up the forum thread on Facebook, whatever.
I'm happy that we're now finally catching up on our backlog of podcasts. The last few chunks of really funny podcasts have come out.
Yeah.
And we finally seem to be kicking back on. We're posting the podcast now Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we seem to be able to keep at least until 32, and hopefully above that until we're actually finally on a regular release schedule.
Who's editing 132?
No, 132's done.
Oh.
I'm gonna be like,
Chaos, let's say goodbye.
yeah, I'm just saying this one thing. Calm down.
You can't cage us. We can have conversations.
Watch me cage you. Good night,
Johnny
everybody.
Cage.
See you next time.
Same
All
time.
right. Okay.
Same time.
Bye.
Same next week. Doobly-doo.
Same next week, and now Zach is banned from everything. Bye.